All right, grasshoppers. It is Monday morning, 11 o'clock, all over. Millions of universes all over there. They're tuning in to watch the show.
Yeah.
Mark Puttenvink, how are you doing today, you magical creature?
Doing fantastic.
Yeah, cool. Very cool.
Weather's not so great, but I feel good.
I know, we were just joking around before. Mark's, you're 67 or 68?
67, yeah.
So I'm 66 now. You know what? 60 didn't bother me. 65 didn't bother me. Something about getting closer to 70 now, like getting that 60. Like, God.
Beats the other option.
Nah, good point. Excellent. That's, I like the way you look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, beats the other option.
So on Friday, I'll be in Staten Island throwing out the first pitch at some. I'll find out where that is again, but we're throwing out the first pitch. And I was telling Mark, so I had my shoulder operated on many years ago at college up in Marquette, Michigan. The guy told me he put this cloth tape in my shoulder to hold it together. So this winter, I'm going down this little hill to my car and slipped on the snow, fell on my rear end, put my elbow down, and my shoulder, some popped my shoulder or whatever. So now I was over my son's yesterday, and I was telling them I got to do the first pitch, and I probably haven't thrown a baseball in decades. So he started throwing the ball around. And I couldn't get it to, couldn't even make it all the way to where he was. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to shoot it up or something like that.
You know what you need to get, Tom? You know the thing they shoot the T-shirts into the stands with?
Yes, there you go.
Get one of those. Slide that sucker in and just blast.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
That'd be excellent to get that. Yeah.
Like a cannon.
Oh, or else I'll walk up like 10 feet away from the catcher.
Yeah. No, I know it's bad. Both my shoulders. I don't think I could throw a baseball. I don't think I could throw a wiffle ball at this point.
I know, right? Oh,
yeah.
Makes me mad. God, I hate that.
You ever see that? They got a pro league wiffle ball. It's pretty cool.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, those guys throw it and they make the ball do all kinds of crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. It looks like fun.
Good morning, Mimsy.
Good morning, Mimsy.
Magical creature, Mr. William Haynes, our trained engineer, conductor, I think. Yeah.
Bill, I just read an article. I think it was yesterday. It showed really low attendance at the White Sox game. Is that due to? I'm wondering if it's just because of the area.
Are they a bad team this year? Or they?
I don't. That part I don't know, but I think it might be the South Side, which is a pretty tough section.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so another. I don't consider this a conspiracy theory. So did you hear about the big fire we had on 95? Burnt the bridge.
Yeah.
Had to tear down the bridge. Okay, so it's like 3:30 in the morning. There's hundreds of miles of open roads. All of a sudden, the truck catches fire under an overpass. I guess getting an accident with another car. Nobody was hurt in the accident, but somehow it was big enough to have the thing explode. And now they had to tear the bridge down. They shut down 95 for 2 days.
I think they got it up and running already.
Yes, 95 is open again.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Think about it,
yeah.
Right?
So, okay. So here's my theory. Something else was going on. They wanted to get their attention away from that.
Yeah.
So they set fire to this truck underneath the bridge. I mean, it's just.
Could be. I mean, I think like you and most people, these things we wouldn't consider as possibly truth before COVID.
Right.
But after this experience of COVID and everything else going on right now, I think all bets are off.
I know. It's like the bridge down in Baltimore there, right? To get all of a sudden the boat now, the ship, all of a sudden loses power right when it's going under the bridge. Ah, goodness. All right, let's see here. Ira Matthew, let's discuss pushing Rippy goal here first. Well, I wouldn't call it the pussification. The game has changed. The rules are different. And Rippy's got a target on him too, right?
Oh, huge.
Yeah. You know who I thought was really good? I'm not a big fan of PK Subban's, but he's bringing the best out of Mark Messier. I got to say,
he is.
Yeah,
they're good together. I think.
I think that's just he's realized. Okay, I'm not taking this crap. I'm not just going along with the flow. Like PK was talking about what it's going to take to win the series,
right?
And Mess shut him off there. So no, what's going to take to win the series is people who control their emotions. So that was it. I like the way he says it too. It's like I'm Mark Messier. If I say it, that's it.
That's it. We're done. Got to control your emotions.
What do you think of PK Subban?
Well, I mean, incredibly talented guy.
Yeah.
But he was welcome out in 3 days, wherever he went. That's just his personality. He's like the Reggie Jackson of hockey, kind of like, I mean, so talented.
Yeah.
But and then the sloofing at the end there. I don't remember that early on.
Yeah, and he was doing it all the time too. And yesterday he's talking about how the guys can't take bad penalties. I'm like, you're the most selfish player that's ever played the game.
And he used to fight a lot, I think, early on, didn't he?
But he'd get in fights, but it really wasn't like a heavyweight fight.
So,
he'd fight like Brad Marchand, guys like that. So, you know what it is? I look at him. In fact, you got to give him credit in some ways. He seems like he's very intelligent. He knows what he's doing as far as branding himself. But the problem is, if I played with him, I would hate him because I concentrate on playing the game, right? Because he can be so good for our team. Well, Yeah.
That's why when New Jersey grabbed him, I think was Lou there or was he gone? Because that's not.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's Lou's kind of guy.
Yeah. Well, so he got PK got traded from Montreal to Nashville first, right? For Shea Weber
first, yeah.
And then he got traded to New Jersey for wasn't very much.
I don't really remember. Yeah.
I think it was more just get rid of his contract too in Nashville.
Yeah. I see the difference. I think with the Rangers' success. The league is so big now. So superstars start to thin out, right?
Yep.
So the rest of your team have to be hockey players. And by that, I mean guys that do the simple things that no other people don't notice.
Yeah.
But, like guys like Barclay Goodrow.
I like him. I like him a lot.
They just Trocheck's just playing up.
He's way better than I thought he was. Yeah.
Winning draws, doing everything.
How about the power play goal where Kreider makes the behind the back pass?
You know what? That was a great play, but there's some other stuff he did yesterday that really I'm saying he's really on point with his game.
Yeah.
With physicality, with just smart stuff. And that's what I'm talking about, like just a hockey playing. I mean, he's a superstar as far as he's one of their elite guys. But I mean, the Goodrows, the VCs, those guys, they're playing really sound hockey.
You know what? I see the big difference in the team, and they almost pushed it too far and maybe got a 5-minute major. When Kreider rammed the guy from behind early in the game, and then right away Trouba comes in and runs him again. I was like, that would not have happened with last year's team. But that, to me, was just a signal right there that these guys know how to play the game. Yeah.
And I think it's the Rempe effect is part of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Going to wake everybody else up. And you know who? Lafreniere is, man, he's playing smart too.
And that's another guy I forgot about. He's just playing really strong hockey, physical. There was a shift where they threw it in and VC and Goodrow were out, and you just see them. Their mindset was responsibility right away.
Yeah.
It wasn't a rink turn; it was a stop and go.
Before he looked like he didn't know the game. Now he looks like he understands the game better.
Yeah,
which is natural. Yeah. What is he? 21, 22?
He's a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine when I was just starting when I was 21. So, yeah. Oh goodness. And then so we've got the Dallas came back and won that series. They were down 2-0.
Yeah.
Some people will say that there are two great teams like Dallas and Vegas in the first round, but there's still lots of great teams. It's not like there aren't going to be good teams left as they move forward, right? Like,
Well, I mean, in this Boston-Florida series should be good too. I think Boston's struggling to score goals.
Yeah.
I think obviously Bergeron not being on the club anymore is a big impact, but pretty happy to see my friend Dave Lohrei, who we coach together. His son is getting a lot of ice out there. Mason Lohrei, Boston, the big tall kid, number 6. Yeah. He's playing pretty good hockey. So good for Dave. It's exciting to see.
Yeah. Florida's a good team too. Florida's that kind of. I know they just went to the finals last year, but I mean they've gone through that. They know how to battle.
And they got hockey players. They're deep.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Let's analyze our analyzation. Biz or PK?
They both bring different.
They both know exactly what they're doing. Like Biz is smart, like he picks on the Ranger fans. Well, he knows why, because he's stirring the pot. Then people are gonna listen to him more, right? Yeah.
I think the big difference is PK really had a career. Biz played, but he doesn't have the. But that still doesn't mean you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, totally. And they're colorful too, right? They're really. Most of the guys retired NHL players that go on are really kind of reserved. I mean, Kevin Weeks maybe a little bit more lively, but most of the guys are very analytical.
It's entertainment.
Yeah,
they're there to stir the pot, like you said.
Yeah, so they'll know what they're doing. They will know what they're doing. What else I can talk to you about? Oh, did we discuss the whole? For some reason I'm fixated on the whole organic thing.
Yeah.
So you brought up the point. I think I talked to you about it that it's more expensive because they have to prove that it's organic.
Yeah, more steps they have to take. Right. Yeah.
So I disagreed with you at first, but I found out upon doing research you are correct once again. Oh, great one. So what happens is is it USDA or FDA or the two?
Well, it's probably both USDA and the.
So they certify other agencies, independent agencies, to be able to come in and certify that it's organic. The farmers ended up paying these agencies though, which isn't that a little bit of a conflict? Like,
yeah, you could see where it could be corruptible for sure.
Yeah, pretty easy, right?
But everything's corruptible.
Yeah, so, no kidding. I guess it was just I like that we have these little debates and it forces me to go do some more research and figure out really because I was thinking why are we paying more for organic when all it is they're not using chemicals.
More hoops they have to jump through.
Yeah,
and if they pass that cost on to us.
Totally.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, like last night I made that. my Dutch oven with the chicken.
Yeah.
Just a little roaster, so it was perfect. It was just enough for Beth and I. And it's so easy and it's
Yeah.
so freaking good, man.
I know. Isn't that good? Oh man.
Yeah.
Where are you on chicken skin? It's not
I eat
great.
it.
Is it
Yeah,
okay? But it's got little fats, right?
Look, I think sometimes we take our eye off the prize. I don't
Yeah.
mean you, and I mean
Yeah.
people in general. We start to worry about the skin on the chicken, and not realizing we're not eating Pop-Tarts.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
You know,
So here's another I was talking about here. Sugar.
I sent you that photograph, right? So it
Yep.
showed the beach, 1970, people walking
Yeah,
around, everybody's
yeah.
thin and shit. And
Yeah.
now it's, and
I
there's
know.
there's a core, what happened is all the processed food, all the high fructose corn syrup and everything. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Are you like sugar's not like I wouldn't take it to that level, would you?
Well, I mean, there are some people that believe it's absolutely toxic. I kind of lean toward that direction more than not.
Right. My son and I had a debate. Shane, my oldest son, very proud
by
of.
the way, when we're
Yeah.
talking about sugar, we're talking about refined sugar,
Yeah.
the white stuff that you pour out in the
Right.
diner, not sugar that's in carbohydrate and stuff like
Right.
that.
The sugar that's in fruits and everything. That's a
That's
natural.
different. Yeah, that's
Okay.
it's a
Right.
carbohydrate.
Added sugar. So Shane and I, my oldest son, had a little discussion about salt yesterday.
Mhm.
Where are you with salt? Like I'm trying to avoid it. He's very high on, but good salt. It's
Yeah.
not like
Well, there's health benefits to Himalayan sea salt. There's also health benefits to regular table salt because table salt has iodine.
Right.
The Himalayan salt does not.
Right.
So you need a little bit of both. But look, again, it gets back to how much you're using. It's fine to use it to taste when you're cooking. And you watch the better chefs.
Yeah.
They'll taste and go, it needs a little bit more
Yeah.
wet. It's always salt.
Yeah.
So like everything else, but I think where the bigger concern, and I would tell Shane, is this: it's sodium. So go to the grocery store and pick out a pack of processed meats and look at the sodium content.
Right.
It's going to be like 750 to 1200. That's what you want to avoid.
Right.
That's the problem.
Oh, I had some chicken thighs. You know what I've been doing lately with either chicken wings or chicken thighs? Putting a little bit of flour on and then just season up the way you want.
Crisps up.
It's nice and crispy. And you need to dry the chicken off pretty good too. I've realized that. So,
Years, probably 30 years ago, I was working as a sales rep for an electrical company. And we had one of my end users had some Chinese engineers come in, and they had asked to go to an American, like a ShopRite or a big store, because they don't have those where they were from.
Right.
And when they were going through, they were over by the chicken, and they were all hysterical laughing. And the guy, well, what's going on? I said, well, what chicken has 6 legs? I guess they picked up a pack of just chicken legs.
Oh.
Yeah, because they're not used to it.
Let me see here. Danny Erickson, what do you have to say here, Matt? Tommy wishes that drinking organic beer back in the day. Yeah, we didn't have any organic beer. Is there organic beer? I'm sure there is, right?
I'm sure, yeah. I know that I've seen organic vodka or a little bit. Primarily, like
Sure, that wasn't orgasmic. Yeah.
That also, yeah. Depends on where you put it and how you utilize it. Yeah.
Oh goodness. So we got in the playoffs and we're down to 8.
Yeah.
Rangers, Carolina, Florida, Boston.
Man, they're in a driver's seat right now. I just don't see that. Like, I know that President's Trophy is a little bit of a jinx, but it's not. It's 94, they won it, and they won the cup. And
here's the only thing I'd say, though, like regarding game 1. Clearly, I think the Rangers outplayed them. Mm-hmm. But even having said that, Carolina, and you said this very well, too, is a goaltender's best friend. They hit like 2 or 3 posts, too. So, again, I do think, though, the Rangers was a better team. But
well, I think that Carolina takes on the personality of the coach.
Yeah.
Man, wouldn't you want to play for a guy like that?
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. It's just if you work hard, you don't want to make mistakes, but if you work hard, you make a mistake. All right, so we move on. It's not a big deal. Lavrillette's doing a good job, too. He's yeah. I think more than anybody, Rod Brind'Amour has more of an impact on his team, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
The team takes on his personality, probably more than any other coach in the league. Yeah. All right, so here we go. This time of the year. Toronto, what's going to happen there? They're going to fire their coach.
What a disaster. They're the New York Jets of hockey.
Well, I mean, it seems like it's such a mess. Like you got that Nylander, Marner, and Matthews moaning and whining at each other. In fact, some people said, maybe you touched on this, it looked like Nylander said to Matthews, quit crying. Like actually quit crying. People thought he was crying.
I think they were going at Marner a couple games ago, too. Both of them. But, here's the thing. I mean, a guy like Marner is so talented. And you have to have the right coach to handle a kid like him. You gotta let him know, and all three of them, Matthews and Nylander. Look, guys, that's what we talk about. That's in the locker room, not on the bench when you're on the jumbotron.
Yeah,
right?
no kidding.
Just,
especially in Toronto,
Yeah.
right? I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think every player has its own writer for the paper, right? Or is that
I know.
Montreal or both of them? Yeah. You know.
All right, here's my thing. I just think that team's got a terrible makeup. Like, it's just not incredibly talented team, but I just don't think Matthews. See, I mean, this may be controversial, maybe it's not. I would trade Matthews, and you could get a ton for him, and you change the culture of the team. Now you bring in other people who are more character guys. The coach has to be like a Berube or a Gallant, those kind of guys. I would leave the general manager. He just got in there, that tree living. So, but
yeah, I mean, they what happened to John Tavares? I mean, the guy was
I know
a monster when he played for the Islanders.
See that that's a signing, not because he's not that great. It's you get too much of the same thing.
Yes.
Right? It's like like he now becomes a second line player where he's a first line player.
Right,
so,
exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. Like I love to see the turmoil there in Toronto more than any other team. I don't know why I get a kick out of it. I think it's
obviously you grew up a Leafs fan.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I really wasn't a Leafs fan. I watched them all the time because we had Hockey Night Canada. But yeah,
Davey Keon.
Davey Keon, yes. Yeah. Let me tell you. So I went to the Billy Harris Davey Keon Hockey School when I was a kid. And I'm on I never carried the puck, but I was all excited because at the end of the week, they have the scrimmage and the coaches come out. So Davey Keon's on our bench, and that's unbelievable. And I went end to end, went in, kicked the goalie out, and hit the post. So I come back to the bench, and he's all fired up. He goes, "Tommy, that was a great play. What happened?" I said, "I hit the post, Mr. Keon," or something like that. That's good job, Tommy. I'll never forget that. So then you fast forward to my 1980-81. He's playing for the Hartford Whalers. One of my first games, and they had a rule back then: if there was a fight, if everybody didn't separate, everybody got 10-minute misconducts. So I'm standing beside Davey Keon, and it was the most unreal feeling that here's this fight. Sure. And we ended up getting, I think more because I was paralyzed, I couldn't move. We ended up getting 10-minute misconduct. So it's in the paper the next day that I got a 10-minute misconduct with Davey Keon. My buddies are all calling me up. Like Dave Keon was a small little guy. It was like 50 years old at that time too. My buddies give me a hard time.
What are you doing?
Oh, those kind of feelings are unbelievable. And those, players like that did you. Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. I can't even imagine what that must be like.
Yeah. Let me see here what these Yeah, but it's tough. He's still got term on his contract, all right? I mean, I don't know what you'd get for him, or you could train him now.
Who brought him in? Shanahan?
Yeah, I think that's when Shanahan, Dubas, and Lou Lamoriello were all running the show. Yeah.
That's a problem. Just those three together. One guy's got to lead.
Yeah. I don't think that Dubas knows what he's doing, really. He's in Pittsburgh now anyways. Yeah. But
I think he's on the hot seat there, too.
And that's going to be a tough one, too, because what are you going to do with regrouping that team?
Yeah. You wonder if Crosby would accept the trade.
Well, when they traded Getzel, I saw him get interviewed, and the reporter asked him about the trade, and he says, "I don't have an opinion. You got to go ask those guys." Like really dismissing it. Like
not happy.
Yeah, you've got to go talk to Sidney Crosby. I mean, it's not like I think you got to be careful. You can't ask for his approval on anything, but you got to keep him informed. Yeah,
you let him know what's going on.
Yeah, but you're right. That's tough. So what happens if they decide to trade him? I mean, what does the fan base say too?
And you wonder where he'd be willing to go.
Right. Yeah. Everybody speculates Colorado because of his relationship with what's his name?
Who's out there?
The stud up there, the forward. Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, they're pretty tight. It's true. Yeah.
But again, I don't think that's why. Just because we're buddies.
They go there to win a cup because it's strong. They're a good team. Yeah, good hockey team.
Let me see here.
Ray Bourque did it, right?
Yep. Marner back check against Pasta. Well, see, first of all, it's not supposed to be him. It's supposed to be the defenseman.
More than anything.
Yeah. And, does a goalie come out on that play? I don't know. That's one of those ones.
Kind of a lack of communication there.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be talking out there.
Yeah. It's just, to me, that's just an indication with Marner. He just doesn't, he's a really talented player, but he just doesn't seem to read the play very well.
Yeah.
Well, apparently his father was one of those fathers that were all over. I saw some videos of him like playing when he was younger and the father screaming at him.
Never works.
I know, right? Yeah.
And I think pretty wealthy family. Am I right there too?
I think so. Yes. Yeah. That always used to be a bad sign. When I was in the Asian business, I saw a wealthy family. I ran the other way. Yeah.
Not a good sign.
Yeah. Let me see here.
There you go. This is the end result of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. We're not making this up. Like we're picking on wealthy people.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know any.
My ex-wives.
Yeah.
Oh God. What was I just thinking? Oh, it's funny. I told you I got hooked on watching old games of mine. I'd never
It's
watched them
cool though,
before.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
would do
really,
it.
since I mean, you're the same way. See, I've been on this little journey of trying to figure myself out more, about true grit life and everything, writing the book. When I watch myself play, it's just that's how my life is. Like I make terrible mistakes, but I just keep on going.
But
And
you also forget how good you were.
yeah, I guess it just Like I made it one play. We played LA in the first round my rookie year, and we're down in the game, and I carry the puck down the ice, and I go around Rick Chartraw, and I go towards the net, and the puck just blows up on me, but I run over the goaltender, Mario Lassard.
There you go.
Rebound comes out to Duguay, he scores. So
It's in. Yeah.
I know.
You
But it's
did
just
your job.
Yeah, I know. But it's just funny thinking because that's the way I tend to do things. I just go, and if it screws up, then okay, I know it. Like I guess because you're the same. When you make a mistake, you're just so used to making mistakes, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you make a lot of mistakes, you know how to read.
Exactly.
Readjust.
It's not a big deal when you make them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done that
Oh,
before.
let me see here. In the dating world, Tom runs to the wealthy families to support his Costco addiction. No, that makes sense, Ira. But once again, that's not the way I've done things. I usually go with women that don't have any money, and then they want my money, which
exactly.
There's none left. So good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that. I plan on winning the lottery coming up here too. I got big plans.
Yeah. What's your first purchase?
Nothing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy anything. I'm going to give big chunks like to my sons, so they've got it. No matter what happens to me at that point, they've got money.
That's my only concern right now is that they're set up before I check out.
Definitely. And I'm thinking probably what I'll do is I'll have put it in some of the older ones, my money in his account name. So if some woman tries to marry me or whatever, and I make some stupid mistake, she's going to realize
that happens.
Yeah.
That
yes.
happens. Yeah.
Yes. So she'll realize, well,
you never know.
I don't want him. He's got no. See, I'd let them think I've got money because I'll be spending money, but I really won't have any.
There you go. Set them up instead of having them set you up. Did you see the Derby?
No, I forgot about it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
No. Very cool. It was a great race, right? Like 3 horses all. Wow.
Yeah. One by a nostril. Yeah.
And wasn't they both? There's a couple of them were real long shots too, weren't they?
I believe so. Yeah. Beth's really in she always had a horse when she was a kid.
Oh.
Yeah. Now she's got a little pony.
An Asian wife. No, well, Asians are nice. Yes. Yeah, they're nice. But I don't know if we want more wives, though.
No. You can sail in from here.
Yeah. There's a terrible saying. I can't say it here. If it flies, floats, or you rent it.
Exactly.
Who said that to me? Owner of a team, Pete Carmanis, who used to own Carolina.
Yeah.
We had a meeting one time. He was looking to sell his team. And we were thinking maybe we can find some buyers. And he was that. I said, he'd tell us something. I asked him too. I said, what time does your flight leave today? He's a good guy, but he's a little cocky. He goes, whenever I tell it to him.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
That's I heard a great expression over the weekend. So Ryan McGee, who's a veteran, really good dude. He's a fighter now. I think he's like out in Colorado. And he said, I'm a pretty laid back guy, but I can lean forward real quick.
Oh,
I said, I like that.
Oh, that video you sent me, that fight where one guy was beating the crap out of the other guy, and he just wouldn't quit.
Came back and drifted.
Oh man, that was good. That was inspirational. I was getting you.
Yeah,
I kept thinking you sent it to me for a reason, so I was thinking, okay, something's going to happen here.
That's how I spend my mornings, 5 a.m. watching that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I love watching that stuff. Good.
Hey, get you going. I mean,
yeah. Do you think that Dua Lipa is taking her vitamins? Dua Lipa.
Yeah, she's a pretty healthy young lass. So I'll put it at that.
Is she really?
Yeah. Izzo, on the other hand, needs to maybe cut back and push away from the table just a bit.
Who's Izzo?
Izzo is a African-American entertainer. She's very talented, but she's also she's a large person.
Oh, okay.
And she embraces it.
Oh, okay. And Dua Lipa, is she a rapper? Or?
No, she's a singer, like pop, I guess. Yeah.
So when you say she's attractive, and in the vitamins part, I'm assuming that she's well endowed?
Very. Yeah.
Oh,
there's no mysteries.
I wonder what that's like for a woman walking around with those big things hanging around. You always have to wear a bra and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Think about being a woman. So, like, we don't have to worry about too much. I mean, we've got the big guy down there.
Just get up and go.
Yeah.
You don't have to put makeup on or anything.
Yeah, just got to make sure you shake it a lot so you don't,
But I mean, even just preparing yourself to present yourself to the world, you put a baseball cap on and just roll.
Yeah. Especially when you've lost your hair too. It's even better. You don't have to.
And it's really not fair to women because they have to they're trying to please us, which why they're doing that. I'm not
no kidding.
But But yeah, they don't need to do a lot.
It is hard on women because they're judged so much by their looks, right?
Oh,
So
absolutely.
they got to wear the makeup and fake
Yeah.
breasts. And
You could, and it's unfortunate because there's a lot of very attractive women who are
Yeah.
really intelligent, but no one picks up on it until they figure it out.
so my recommended women, if you want, ask me my opinion, which women have not, but I'll give it anyways, is don't wear makeup. I think don't most
Or
men.
minimal.
Yeah.
Don't be what's the reverend's name there? Tammy Faye Baker.
Oh yeah.
They had t-shirts. It was like smudged with all kinds of paint. I just ran into Tammy Faye.
Or Taylor Swift too. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Like-
she's like, you know what she reminds me of? That high school girl who's not really attractive, not really, but she's like Glee Club and all that.
Right. Yeah. Totally. But who's like wouldn't you think somebody around her would say, listen, the red lipstick? I mean, settle down. Like, I think she gets a spray paint, like, I can't spray it on. Like, she's got like a stencil kind of thing that goes over her face.
Remember the plastic lips, the wax
Yeah.
lips for Halloween?
That's right. Oh, that's excellent. We should get that next Halloween. We'll go with Taylor Swift.
Well,
Oh, man. Oh, geez.
I love those. And they didn't taste like anything, but for some reason, and they had the orange accordion.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Not
Oh,
accordion,
that's got to be
Or
asked for Taylor. Go with Taylor Swift next year for Halloween.
Yeah.
And it's unfair because she probably she could be an attractive woman, but who knows? How about here's another one. We had a debate with my son and his wife yesterday. Giselle Bundchen. Is it Bundchen?
Yeah.
Have you seen her without makeup?
Yeah.
Like, she's not ugly. But
Oh,
she's,
even with it on, she's just she was a model. She has
Yeah.
she has that look. I think at the time too, a lot of the models were what we could consider traditional beautiful women like
Right.
Sophia Loren or Raquel. They had a look,
yeah.
and it either you like that look or you don't. She's, I mean, not exactly my wheelhouse.
I dated a girl, actually, Ron Gressner's ex-wife, Carol Alt. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't think Giselle's really concerned
Yeah.
about my thoughts.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I think she's fine. Yeah. So Carol Alt, Ron Gressner's ex-wife, set me up with another model, Julie Wolf. Oh my gosh. I brought her to a Halloween party one time with the team, and had quite the body on her. And she came as a green bean. She had this tight green outfit on that accentuated every part of her body. The guys are looking at me like, what are you? What? And here's the thing. I dumped her too. And because it was like too high maintenance for me. Like I just couldn't. I guess I thought I had to be the better looking one in the relationship.
I got to know Carol over a summer. She's an interesting person.
Yeah. She is. I give her another thing credit because she really had, like PK Subban, she had to promote herself. Like it was always about Carol.
She, as I was training, what's his name, the Russian kid that held out, who's with Ottawa. What's his name?
Oh, Yashin.
Yashin.
Yeah.
I was training him. He hired me to train him. His agent, Mark Danwickle. Anyway, so she was there quite often. We went out to dinner at Danicle's restaurant up in North Caldwell, but she was interesting.
Yeah.
She knew, she was an expert on any topic.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Wasn't Beezer like that, John?
Oh.
Wasn't,
I admire John so, and I'm going to be careful because he's an all right
great
guy.
guy.
Yeah, fantastic athlete. We went bowling. He was great at bowling. Whatever he did, he was a great athlete. But yes, he
was an expert.
Yeah, and he was very willing to tell you that he was an expert too. Yes,
she was the same way. In fact, I don't know. Maybe I should tell. It's water under the bridge, but Kenny came over. And he said, "Has she shut up yet?" I said, "Well, because they played. Kenny went over to a Slav and a couple guys like a month or two prior to that, to play some Russian thing or something.
Right.
So I guess he had spent some time with her because she was with Yashin. And
Oh, let me see here. Where we got going?
Raw food diet. She had me try the raw food diet. I tried it for 2 weeks.
I saw that she does that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like the only protein was either cheese, which doesn't do well by me, or nuts, raw nuts. Right. Easy. Anyway, after 2 weeks, I woke up in the middle of the night. I'm dreaming about cheeseburgers because it was bad. And then,
the raw diet. So you can eat like raw fish or what?
I guess you could. I didn't, but I mean, it was just mostly vegetables and the protein was just from nuts, basically.
Oh.
And then, I know you like to discuss the remnants, but when you were done in the morning, it looked like a cow patty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was in the bathroom in the gym the other day. I had to take a poop. Got my head bad timing. My poop is usually timed out properly, but
time it right, man.
Yeah, I missed part of my workout. So I go to the bathroom, and the only one that's open is the handicap stall, which I don't like to go in, but I had to poop. So I went in there, and they had a hose on the floor, I'm assuming to clean up. And I say, okay, should I pretend that's my bidet? I can take a picture of me.
Oh my God.
I'm fascinated with the whole bidet thing. Like the producer, Full Change, Tom Smith, he's got himself in trouble because he told me it was life changing to use the bidet. So I said, let me get this straight.
That sets you off.
Yeah. So squirting cold water up your butt is going to change your life.
Yeah, he needs probably to speak to somebody for about $90 for 45 minutes once a week.
I guess like maybe climbing Mount Everest or something like that. That could
you may want to set your goals and standards a little higher. Yeah. But interestingly enough, I was watching. I like to watch these the Bahamian lifestyle like houses where you can go buy a house for like $250,000. You get this big house.
Yeah.
And they're going through the house and they go through the bathroom and there was a bidet. I go, where's Laidlaw? I got to call him up.
I just, I guess it's like the same thing. Growing up on a farm, like we didn't even have a flushing toilet, let alone a bidet. And I watched a few videos on YouTube too. It kind of creeped me out. This one guy was just enjoying it way too much, sitting there with the water.
Get in, get out.
Yeah. Well, again, we've got through this, but the whole process. So first, I can assume you got to wipe a little bit to get, like, if you got big chunks on there.
Yeah, I never really thought it through because it's just not going to be part of my repertoire.
Yeah, but I just I think people it's one of those misleading things, right? It's like maybe it's a conspiracy theory. So,
but again, it's very common in Europe. Over here,
I
don't really run into it much.
Right.
But European,
they're different.
Which leads me, if you're an American in the living room, what are you in the bathroom?
American in the living room. American in the bathroom?
European.
That was nice. That was excellent.
It's awful, really.
See, your delivery's good too. Like, it's like, is he serious? Is he joking around?
Well, I practice on the neighborhood kids.
All right, let me see here. What we got? When I was just saying mine, I thought the bidet was a water fountain. Water tasted like crap.
Yeah, it would. You got to be careful there, Ira.
Because you can see, you got to wipe a little bit to get the big chunks off. You then go over the bidet. You got to make sure it doesn't go up your back. Like, how do you know that you're in the right spot, right? You get your cheeks in the right spot. So then now your butt's wet. Then you got to get a towel in there. How do you know? And if you didn't get all the poop out, now you get poop on the towel.
That's like that commercial. This new product, Lumi, it's called.
Woman. Yeah.
Like, I look at that woman and I almost sense that she smells. I mean, she just has an appearance. I'm like, just go in the shower. Don't tell me how you put the deodorant on. You don't touch yourself for 3 days. That's nasty.
Is that what it is? I've really never paid attention. So the Lume is a deodorant?
Yeah, it's like for 3 days. It's like,
oh. I've done. See, okay. Do you shower every day?
Every day, sometimes twice a day, especially now with the pollen.
Some studies are saying that it's not healthy to shower every day.
I know. We need healthier mice.
Healthier mice?
That's what Lou Holtz. Remember Lou Holtz? Notre Dame?
Oh, no.
All these studies, they use mice. People are fine. You just got to find healthier mice.
Isn't that true? Like, they do studies on mice. Yeah, mice.
He was great. I read his book. He's a real skinny guy, kind of like I am. He was on the beach one day, and his wife looked over and said, I never realized you were so skinny. He says, that's what held me back from getting a better looking wife.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, let me see here. What does Danny have to say here? What does Danny say here? When your butt's wet, you should carpet surf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was looking at some research showing that creatine monohydrate, beside the benefits for training, shows now that there's really a good chance it increases your neuroplasticity with connections in your brain, therefore preventing dementia, memory loss, all that stuff. So I was telling Beth this stuff last night. She's in the kitchen cleaning up. She goes, I'm trying to forget.
Let's see what our boy Ira has to say. I recently had a colonoscopy. The final prep was 2 enemas the morning of. My aim and my visual is poor. Not sure. That's 5-hole.
There you go.
Yeah. That's another thing. To clean the toilet, there's got to be a better way. It's just like.
I think it's not much.
Yes, you got to get the brush in there, right?
You got to get in there, yeah.
Now, do you clean the toilets? Like, you and Beth both share the duties in the house?
Well, we do whatever. Yeah, we take care of our own.
But you got clean
bathrooms.
Don't you have a cleaning thing too?
Yeah, but she's only here once in a while.
Oh, she should be there more often based on the picture I saw. I've never seen a cleaning lady like that.
Yeah.
And Beth's fine with that.
Why not?
Well, because you're a sex magnet. You're a sex machine. This woman can't. She's human. This woman's human.
I'm like a lead magnet.
Just so you know, Mark, I don't know how we got on the subject, but
Yeah,
you
let's get
mentioned,
off it.
yeah. So I went on Facebook and saw her, like, my God.
Yeah.
What's best nationality?
Italian and Irish, and I think Croatian, Serbian, one of those countries.
okay.
over there. Yeah.
No, did you have a type before? Now, obviously, Beth is your type, but before, like,
Yeah.
said women, like, did you like tall women, short women, blondes, large breasts,
Heartbeat.
and a job?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I mean, you know, I was looking at anybody even talk to me, so I couldn't be picky.
stop. You're hung like a
A field mouse.
tuna can. That's not important, though, right? Women don't really care about the size of your.
No, and I think
Yeah.
you know, for as far as the type of woman, I mean, you can be attracted to different types.
Yeah.
You know, varying types.
As I've gotten older, I must admit that if a woman just say as average looks, but she's got a fantastic personality, great to be around, she can look much more attractive, right?
Yeah.
And then
Well-
conversely, if she's a gorgeous woman, but it's just a total pain in the rear end to be around, then she's not very attractive.
Yeah, there's certain things that are turn off for me personally. I mean, you could have the most attractive woman on the planet, and she lights a cigarette up. I'm like, oof.
Oh yeah. Oh God. The other one for me is, and it's become more and more as I've gotten older, like respecting each other, and that comes in a lot of different forms. But in the communication, where if somebody's speaking to you, you stop and listen intently to what they're saying, and then you wait for them to finish, and then you go ahead and speak. I learned a lot. Like the Navy SEAL guys are like that too. They really, when they're in the middle of a conversation, it's full focus. Actually, I think it told you a girl I've seen, very attractive young woman. She was from Kenya, actually, and it was a total sweetheart. But she had this habit that she wouldn't let me finish the sentence. And I thought, okay, compose yourself, Tom. Speak nicely. And I said, honey, that's kind of like rude when you do that. And she started laughing at me, like, no, it's not.
I think I find that people, to your point, the most impressive people I've met through my life are very good listeners,
yeah,
and it's a skill set in and of itself.
Yep.
Really.
It really is. Yeah. Like to really, like, especially if you ask somebody a question,
Mhm.
to then not give them the time to answer it and not listen to the answer. It's kind of like,
Well,
why
I
would
had an occasion. This is a while back, but I had an idea. I wanted to do something with Joe Greer, who was my boxing training partner. We were gonna, he had already had an anti-gang unit anti-gang program in his gym in Patterson, but we were going to take it to the next level and use boxing as a metaphor to how to build your life, like roll with the punches, stuff like that, right? And so the whole point of the program was to go into schools and stuff like that, and talk to the kids and whatever. But the driving force behind it all is the mindset of just being able to do that, roll with the punches, slip, bob, and weave, and all that kind of stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. I like this one. George Carlin. The more I watched George Carlin, I realized not only was he funny, he was kind of like an intelligent guy. Yeah.
He was way ahead of the times. He
Yeah.
called all this, what we're going through now.
I know. Well, he does that skit talking about the global warming and talking like the Earth's been around for millions of years and all the things it's been through, and then we come along for like 200 years and
Screw it all up.
Yeah. George Carlin used to say he didn't wash his hands every time he goes to the bathroom until he shits on him. That's why. That part I do agree. I mean, if you're not touching any poop
Doesn't
or any
matter.
pee, why are you washing your hands?
No, you should wash your hands.
But what? You're not doing it.
Well, I'll tell you why. So first off, other people going in and out, so
Right.
they're touching stuff. So
Okay.
maybe they had, like the most common stomach issue in the wintertime in particular is rhino. I forget what they call it. It's a virus. It's viral,
Mhm.
and it comes from fecal matter. So you say, well, how did I get that? Well, let's say you got it. You were in a public, washroom,
Right.
and you didn't wash your hands. And you touched something that someone else touched, even though you didn't touch anything. Now you got it.
Okay. Well, I actually think that I never wash my hands, especially growing up on the farm. And I think don't you think it builds up your immune system?
Well, that's different. That's dirt. It has a lot of good bacteria in it.
Right.
And that's why if you look at the photographs like during the Dust Bowl, and back then everybody's covered in dirt, they had
Right.
really strong immune systems because they were,
Yeah.
constantly in.
Sure.
There's a lot of truth in that.
Yeah.
But fecal matter is an entirely different situation. There's no good fecal matter that you want to consume.
Well, but okay, so why is it bad? Like it comes out of
Well,
the
'cause
human body.
It's full of bacteria, which is not good for you.
Well, but how did the bacteria get there? It's in your body.
Well, you have bacteria in your body,
Right.
good bacteria and bad bacteria.
Right.
and the bad bacteria goes out that process.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't want to reconsume it, so to speak.
Right. But there is a lot of things we just.
Although I will tell you that, and I'm not kidding this, you could Google this. They are using fecal matter now medicinally. I forget for what reason, but they're
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah, they're inserting it in people's bodies, right? Like they shooting in.
But again, we're talking about a very small amount that
Right.
they're controlling. It's not.
Who thinks of that though? He says, "I'm going to think I use fecal
I
matter."
think what they do, they isolate certain things that are going to help, and they try to find where they can find it in nature, right?
Right.
I guess.
Okay, let's shoot some fecal matter into somebody.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like those psilocybins, the magic mushrooms, they're grown on cow poop, right?
Yeah. Well, all mushrooms are in some type of compost.
And mushrooms are fungus, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was in the store a while ago, and the mushroom brand was called Fun Guy. Fun Guy.
He's a fun guy.
Yeah. At first, I didn't get it. I was like, "What?" I had to go back and research it. Like, oh, mushrooms are a fun guy.
Yeah, that's a big thing now going on with the microdosing.
Yeah.
In fact, I just read a book. It was got a last one called Tripped, and it follows the history of LSD from the Nazis, then the CIA got a hold of it, and the history of it. It's pretty interesting, and they're using it now again because it increases that neuroplasticity.
Right.
And they're using it with some pretty good results for dementia patients, where they actually gain some function back in memory.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's microdosing. It's not like where they're sitting there and
Sure.
You're not at a Grateful Dead concert.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I know you know this already, but I've been having much going on like last week or so. It's driving me nuts. Like I feel like I was getting down the dumps because I'm not doing enough. I got to make.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, not enough speaking engagements.
Okay.
Quiet time. You know, I'm still going to the gym all the time, but it's like I just found like I was sitting around the house, like get going for God's sakes. I preach that all the time.
So here's like the way I get that way too, but I forget who I was listening to, but he said, if you get an idea, if you don't write it down in 30 seconds, it's gone. So now that's what I started to try to do, and it does help.
Yeah,
you know,
we've talked about this before too. The thing I like doing is getting on the phone and reaching out to people that I haven't talked to once. It's been a big, like people going, wow, that's really cool. Like, and then I realized, yeah, it is, and some big business opportunities come from it too. So,
exactly, and it's funny how you just trip across ideas. Like I said, I get up really early in the morning and I'll meditate for a while, and then I go on YouTube and start looking at things of my interest, martial arts and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And Bill Brown and I had done this active shooter thing at Jacoby Hospital back in November with a gentleman by the name of Bruce Schmutter, who owns a company called
Bruce Schmutter?
Yeah.
Mr. Schmutter.
Facilitator Technologies. He does all the bulletproof glass and stuff like that for hospitals and security and whatnot. Anyhow, long story short, I don't know how I tripped across this, but there was a video dealing with healthcare violence, meaning patients attacking healthcare workers or family or friends attacking healthcare workers. I couldn't find out it represents 75% of workplace violence.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So I started thinking, okay, and I started going like through YouTube, looking at if they had any programs out there to train people up on what to do. And what I found was they did, and it was really, I think we could do a better job. So I called Bruce up. I told him about it. But my point is, when I thought about it, I wrote it down right away.
Yeah, cool. That's a good idea. I like that.
I just probably would have. I took an action, then it makes the next action easier.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, we got to run here. We're doing the Full Change podcast. We're having on Sheldon Surrey, former Devil. Were you there?
I know Shelly.
Yeah. He's a fairly good-looking man.
Real good-looking dude. Yeah.
Jeez.
He's native.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, up in Canada. Yeah. I represented him at the start of his career.
He had huge quads, man.
Oh yeah, and he could shoot the puck too.
He was in New Jersey here originally.
Yeah. He shoot the puck too.
Oh, could rip it.
Yeah.
Could fight a bit too.
Yep. Yeah, he's good. I think he played for like 18 years or something. We caught up with some on Facebook. Beautiful wife. He's been through a lot. He was in rehab and everything, so he cleaned himself up.
Yeah.
But
it's always a good story.
Okay. All right, everybody. Good to see you then, you magic creature. We got all the poop stuff figured out. Bidets.
Yeah.
This was a good show today. Very informative. We covered a lot of things.
A lot of poop.
Yeah, a lot of poop. Sort of got it. If I could have figured out how to get my camera set up and get that hose in the bathroom there and spray my butt, that would have been funny.
That would be good.
All right, buddy.
Don't-
Have a fantastic.
Don't talk about it now for like 6 months, then do it because people will realize.
Yeah, that's right too. That's right. All right, so we'll see everybody on Thursday. We've got a show at 2:00. Everybody keep going, Rangers. Everybody take care of themselves. 988 hotline, shoulder check, all that stuff. Reach out, help each other. You were brilliant today. Like something about like a special day today with you. Like your vibrance and your intelligence just flowed out of you.
Sometimes the synapses connect.
All right, bud.
Most
Talk
of
to you
them
later.
don't.